Hey everybody, welcome back. And today I'm going to be doing a kind of brand overview review of a relatively new makeup brand at Sephora. Like, they're not even in stores yet from what I've seen, and that is LYS Beauty. I believe it stands for Love Yourself Beauty. Now, this is a Black-owned makeup brand, and it is a clean makeup beauty brand, so much in line with Danessa Myrick. And the owner of LYS Beauty, and I believe her name is Trish, and I apologize, I'll put it here if that's not correct, but she is fabulous. I hauled this stuff back in February or March, and I've really been putting it through its paces, and she like popped up in my comment section like nobody saw that video. I think there was like 150 views on the video or something like that, and was commenting and just leaving nice comments. I was making suggestions. I saw her pop up in Britt Clark's live stream when she was talking about LYS Beauty. That's Sarah ripping up my carpet. Sarah Lee, can we not? But she popped up in Britt Clark's live stream, was answering questions and taking criticism and taking critique. And it's just, from everything I've seen, she is lovely. And she really cares about people's feedback who have used the product. So, you know, just in my experience with her as a brand owner and my experience with her product, spoiler alert, highly recommend. Hi, baby. So she's lovely. The products are phenomenal. And on top of that, the price point for this brand is ridiculous. It's essentially drugstore at Sephora for top quality products, in my opinion. So I'm just going to go through and show you what I bought. Again, I bought at least something from every category that is available for this line. So I'm just going to share my thoughts with you and let you know, what I think is a must-have and what, you could pass on or maybe you wouldn't be interested in. I've probably done this whole intro with lipstick on my teeth. Oh well, that's pretty standard. Welcome to my channel. In this, so far, all she has in this line is the Triple Fix Serum Foundation, the High Standard Satin Matte Cream Blush, the Triple Fix Setting Powder, the No Limits Matte Bronzer, the LYS Speak Love Glossy Lip Treatment, and the LYS Beauty Secure Skin Gripping Serum. So the first thing that we have is the Speak Love Glossy Lip Treatment. This is $12. I really enjoy this. Now, this is something that I would put on before I do a matte lipstick, or maybe at the end of the evening if I've worn a dry lipstick all day long. I will put this on my lips. It's really nice. It is substantial on the lips without feeling gunky or sticky. It's just a very comfortable serum. It says use in the AM and PM. I kind of use it like a lip balm. It says treat your lips to extra TLC with this cushiony lip treatment packed with natural oils and soothing hydrators that leave behind a non-sticky glossy finish that's simply irresistible. And I will say that it's very much a non-sticky glossy finish. It's very beautiful. I will actually even wear this on very light makeup days when I just want a little something on my lips, and it's just really comfortable. And again, it's gluten-free, cruelty-free, and vegan. So that is the Speak Love Glossy Lip Treatment for $12. The next thing that we have is the Triple Fix Setting Powder, a translucent setting powder, in Resilience. This is, I want to say there is only, because there's just one lip tint. That's the only option. There are four options for the setting powder. So there's Translucent, which is what I have, Ambition, which is a medium tan, Loyalty, which is dark deep, Brilliance, which is a banana, and then Resilience, which is translucent. So this product is $18. And again, it comes in this beautiful compact, which is already got my fingerprints all over it, names on the back, and it does have a nice little mirror in there. And then this is the product. Now, I will say this is not my favorite setting powder, translucent powder. It is nice. It is not the smoothest powder I have ever used, and it's not necessarily translucent. It does kind of leave a very slight cast on my skin. It's not a bad thing. It kind of warms up my skin. It's got a little bit of a neutral yellowish undertone, but it is by no means a translucent powder like my NARS Crystal Translucent Setting Powder. That's what I use under my eyes because it's really light. It is truly translucent. This does kind of have a cast to it, and it's not bad. It reminds me almost of like the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural in the finish it gives on the skin, to where it is not matte, it's not glowy, it's just kind of a natural luminescence that it adds to the skin. And I think it is very compatible with the foundation as you would expect it to be. It is something that I wouldn't use on my nose or underneath my eyes. It acts kind of funky on my nose, but then again, everything acts funky on my nose if I put a powder there. It's just one of those areas on my face where it's not very conducive to a lot of different products, but it is great all over the rest of the face. Next product is also in one of these beautiful compacts, and this is the No Limits Matte Bronzer, and I am in the shade Motivate, which is light. And again, it comes with a nice compact with the mirror. Prices is also $18, and there are 4 more colors. So there are a total of 5 colors. There is Courage, which is tan, Worthy, which is deep, Strength, which is dark, Harmony, which is medium, and then Motivate, which is light. Again, I just love the names. I just love the whole kind of aesthetic behind this brand. This is also a very, very nice bronzer. I'm wearing it today. It's very subtle on me, which is what I like. I could use it as a contour or more as a bronzer just to warm up my whole face. I kind of did a combination of both today. It's not the most intense bronzer you're ever going to use. And again, it's not the softest powder in the pan, but it is really, really nice, and it applies really, really beautiful to the skin. It does have, I wouldn't say it's completely neutral. It almost has just the slightest kind of warm red to it, but very, very slight, and it is very flattering on my skin. At least I think it looks really nice without, it looks natural. It just looks like I just got a little bit of color. Again, it's not the smoothest powder, but I will say when you put it on a brush, I just apply it with a big fluffy brush. It doesn't disturb the makeup underneath. It blends out beautifully, which at the end of the day, who cares what it feels like in the pan? You care about what it looks like on your face. And although these powders do not feel luxurious in the pan, when they go on your face, they go on beautifully. They don't move the foundation around. They don't move anything underneath it around. They just go on, blend out beautifully, and it's something where you can just go in with a very, very light hand over your foundation, over your setting powder, blend it out, and it's going to just blend out gorgeously. And that's what I've got to say for all of these products. So the next product that we have is the Higher Standard Satin Matte Cream Blushes. Now these are actually $16, so they're a little bit less than the bronzers and the powders. And as you can see, for the matte products and for the powder products, they come in a shiny compact, and then for the cream product, it comes in a matte compact. So shiny compact with the matte logoing, and then a matte compact with the shiny logoing. So I kind of like that it differentiates. It's just kind of a nice little detail, especially if you have multiple, you can, kind of know what you're reaching for. So I have the shade Kindness. Now it actually comes in 6 different shades, and these have been sold out because there's some more shades that I want. So I'm gonna have to go on here because they're in stock right now and pick up some more. So they do have Self-Love, which is a rosy mauve, which I want. They have Empower, which is a beautiful deep berry plum, a little bit too dark for me probably, but it's gorgeous. Baked Coral, Passion, which is a fuchsia pink. I'm also interested in that one. Confident, which is a pink cinnamon spice, and then Kindness, which is a soft peachy nude, is how they describe it. Now this is a beautiful blush. It is a very light formula. It goes on smooth. You can definitely build it up. I did a big swatch there just so you could see the color, but I will say this is winning me over for cream products because this is gorgeous. When I talked about the bronzer not messing with your foundation, or the products underneath it, this does not either. Magically. So today I actually forgot that I was going to use, I don't know why I forgot because I was doing this demo, but I forgot to put the blush on over top of my foundation. And usually I do my foundation and then the blush and then I'll set it. But today I totally forgot. So I set my face with the translucent powder, and then I went back and I was like, well, crap, I guess I might as well go ahead and try it. So I took my e.l.f. beauty sponge, and I just applied it right over the setting powder, and it applied beautifully. It didn't move my foundation around. It has such a beautiful natural look to the skin that you can build up, but it just blends in seamlessly. I say this over and over again about these products. These products just blend so beautifully. It's effortless as far as I'm concerned in the way I put on my makeup, that I'm just super, super impressed that you can put this over a setting powder and it's not going to move anything underneath, and you're going to get a pretty soft, rosy glow to the skin. Absolutely gorgeous. I will be going back and probably picking up another 3 of these, just the colors that I'm interested in, because they're so good. This has been my most reached for blush since I picked this up in February. It is just phenomenal. So the next product I want to talk about is the Secure Skin Gripping Serum Primer. So this is Pore Plus Shine Control. Again, cruelty-free, vegan, and gluten-free. This is $20. This primer is so good. This is, I mean, I have not been using my Tatcha primer. I haven't been using my e.l.f. Putty primer. I mean, I have been using nothing but this primer, and since probably about March, and I am just in love with it. It goes on a little bit, goes a very long way. It doesn't dry down. It has that tackiness to the finish, which is, it's a gripping primer. So it was a little weird to get used to at first, but when you put the foundation over it, it just gives you the most beautiful, natural, long-lasting finish. I am so super impressed with this. Full disclosure, I haven't tried this with any other foundation yet because I have been so obsessed with this foundation and primer combo that anytime I go to put makeup on my face, this is what I use. I'm not kidding. I have not used another foundation since March other than this LYS Beauty Primer and foundation. So this is definitely a must-have for me. It controls the shine, it smooths out my pores, and I think I talk about this in the demo, but this primer is just, it evens it out, but it doesn't completely perfect everything. So you just get a beautiful, natural, evened out complexion when you put the foundation over this primer, and it lasts such a long time. I don't have any issues with it breaking down around my nose, around my chin, around my forehead, which is, this area is usually where I have a problem with foundations breaking down. It holds onto the foundation so well all day long. I mean, I'm just really, really impressed, unless I'm wearing like a mask or something, but love this primer. This primer has been a go-to. And as far as I'm concerned, if you're looking at anything from this collection, the blush, the primer, and the foundation, which we're talking about next, are must-buys. So moving on to the foundation, this is called the Triple Fix Serum Foundation. It comes in, how many shades? Comes in 35 shades, and it is only $22. This foundation is my new end-all be-all foundation. Like, in the past week or so, I've been trying to force myself to try other foundations, and I'm just like, these are trash. Why am I even trying this? Because this is my favorite. This is beautiful. So you do get the standard 1 fluid ounce in here. It is a glass bottle. It's got the beautiful logoing on it, the theming, and it does have a nice pump on it. And I have got to say, this foundation for me is the easiest, most flattering foundation I have ever used. And I thought the Beauty Bakery Aqua Skin, which I do still like that one, was beautiful, but this is gorgeous. It just creates such a beautiful, natural finish on the skin. It is not full coverage. I'm sure you could build it up if you want to, but I just find it so nice. It's just a nice medium coverage. I can see my skin underneath it. It still looks like skin, but it evens out my skin in just the most beautiful way. It's just fresh looking, I think. I think it's very flattering because it doesn't look too heavy. It doesn't look too cakey. It's not dewy, but it's not matte. It's just that perfect in-between kind of natural luminescence that it gives to your skin. And I think this is just fantastic. I mean, like every other foundation I've been using lately, I mean, I just went through and got rid of a bunch of stuff because I'm like, I know I'm just going to reach for this, because for the price point and the quality is just outstanding. I mean, I know people rave about, Chanel and Gucci and Armani and everything. I just don't see the point when this foundation is just, as far as I'm concerned, perfection. I don't say that very often, but I love this foundation. If you are older, if you have dry skin, if you're looking for just a natural finish and you don't want to do the cake face, this is banana sandwich. It's so good. So I'm going to jump to the demo real quick so you can see me applying these products, see them in action, get a close-up, see how they look without the studio lights on, all that kind of stuff. So stick around for that. Hey everybody, okay, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into the demo. So I'm just gonna take you through how I apply this makeup, just on an everyday basis, what I do, so you can see, and then I'll, how it applies, and I'll zoom in so you can really see what this makeup looks like in person, because it's beautiful in my opinion. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the LYS Secure Skin Gripping Primer or Serum Primer. This stuff, a little goes a very, very long way. I usually start off about that much for my whole big old head. And I just smooth this on with my hands. If I find I need a little bit more, I'll go back and add a little bit more. And one thing you will notice about this primer is that it does not set down completely. It does maintain some tackiness, but I feel like, one, it says it's a gripping primer, and two, I feel like that is really what helps it hold on to this foundation so well. Again, this is the LYS Triple Fix Serum Foundation. I am in the shade LP4. It's got a nice pump on it. It is a glass bottle, and again, this is 20 bucks at Sephora, which is just insane. So it is a little, it's not too runny, but it's not too thick, and I love to put this on with my e.l.f. beauty sponge, which is my favorite sponge lately. It's the one I've been reaching for most often. And I apply it with a sponge just for my skin being as dry as it is. I can get cakey really fast. I don't think you're gonna have a problem with this foundation, but it's just a habit. I like using a damp sponge. It just does a gorgeous job of evening out my skin tone. My skin tone. I can still see my skin through it. I'm looking at my monitor. It evens it out. I still see my freckles. I see my imperfections. I see my skin. It still looks like skin. It doesn't look like a caked on mask, but it just does a beautiful job of evening it out. The shade might be a little dark for me right now, but that's all right. We'll make it work. And just giving you a beautiful kind of even finish. So let me zoom you in a little bit. I'm going to turn down my light a little bit. Actually, let me just turn it. I'm going to turn off. I'm going to turn on. My light's not wanting to turn down. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I'm turning down my light a little bit, and I'm just going to get up close so you can see my skin, you can see my pores. Not, you can see that I have pores. It doesn't accentuate pores. It doesn't accentuate lines. It's just really, really beautiful, I feel, on the skin. I just feel like it's a really beautiful, natural, glowy foundation. So I'm going to zoom you back out. I hope this gives you kind of a good idea of how it looks on the skin. So you can still see freckles here. You can, like I said, you can build this up, but generally I just go with one layer and I'm happy with it. So I do not use the setting powder, which I have the Triple Fix Translucent Setting Powder in Resilience. I do not like using this underneath my eyes just because it does crepe up my eyes, but then again, a lot of things tend to crepe up the makeup underneath my eyes. Guys, I'm 38. It happens. I've got wrinkles, so I just have to be careful with that. So generally I use my NARS Translucent Crystal Setting Powder just for that area, but I am going to use this just on a big fluffy brush just to set the rest of my face. And it does kind of mattify you a little bit, but again, it's not super, super cake face. So I don't know if you can see, but it adds just the tiniest bit of depth to the makeup. And I won't lie, this is not my favorite. It's not my favorite product out of the line, but I do use it. Sorry guys, my battery died. So it does give, again, a really pretty soft, I would almost compare this to like I want to say, it kind of reminds me of like the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural, just in the natural, not shimmery, but just kind of natural luminescent natural finish it gives to the skin. I'm also not a fan of that powder just around my nose, just because my nose tends to be a tricky area on my face, and I'm kind of set again with the NARS Crystal Setting Powder with that, so I generally don't use it. It looks fine until you get up close, but it can be a little funky. Next, I'm going to go in with the LYS No Limits Matte Bronzer, and I'm in the shade Motivate, which is a light, and I'm just going to go in with the BH Cosmetics V1. This is from their vegan collection. I'm just gonna lightly put this on, and this is a really nice, just neutral toned bronzer on me. It's not too warm, it's not too dark, it's not too cool. Just kind of serves to give my skin a little bit of life. You could use this as a contour if you wanted. You could just use it as a bronzer. I mean, it's just kind of a nice, beautiful bronzer, and it doesn't, when I put it on, it doesn't disturb the makeup underneath. And it just kind of brings a little life to my skin, which I love. Okay, let's move on to the blush, which is one of my favorite blushes. I have been reaching for this blush probably more than anything else, except for maybe my new Patrick Ta blush this year. And this is the LYS, it's all LYS. This is the Higher Standard Satin Matte Cream Blush in the shade Kindness, but just goes on really, really beautifully. And usually I do this before powder, and I totally forgot, so we're gonna see how this goes. But I always put this on, again, with just a damp beauty blender. I get a little bit on my sponge, and then I just start blotting it on. And I like this because even on days when I forget and I do my powder first, because I'm usually using a powder blush, it doesn't disturb the makeup underneath, which is really nice. And you can build this up. You can make this as subtle as you'd like. It's just kind of what you prefer. And this product is making me a believer in cream blushes because it's so soft, it's so gentle, it's just natural on the skin, and I think it's just so stinking pretty. Just really pretty, and it didn't, you know, it's not disturbing my makeup at all, even though I was a bonehead and forgot to do the cream first. Just did a really light hand today, but I think it just gives a really natural finish on the skin. So those are the products that I have: the powder, the foundation, the serum, the blush, and the bronzer. So I'm gonna go do the rest of my makeup and we'll be back. So those were the products in action. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope this is a brand that if you're interested, you will definitely check out. So again, highly recommend. As far as I'm concerned, the foundation, the primer, and the blush are all must-haves. You're looking at $16, $20, and $22. So what, 30, wait, can I do math? 42, so 58. For $58, you're getting 3 amazing products, and really, I mean, at Sephora, you're gonna spend that much on a foundation. So those products are absolutely outstanding. They're in just some of my top favorites of the year, and I cannot foresee those being replaced by anything. And then the translucent powder, the bronzer, and the lip oil are all really good. They're just not things that I would say stop what you're doing, rush out and go buy them. The foundation, the primer, and the blush are hands down worth a trip to Sephora. These are great. They're just not blowing my mind as much as these other 3 products. So love the brand. I cannot wait to see what they come out with. I want to see some highlighters, girl. I want to see some eyeshadow palettes. I want all the things because I am so super impressed with this brand. I just cannot wait to see where this brand goes because it is fantastic. So I hope this review was helpful for you. But guys, let me know down below. Are you guys interested? Is this a brand that you are just not interested at all? Are you wanting to pick some things up? Have you picked some things up but hate them? You know me, I'm creepy. I want to know. I want to know what you guys are thinking. But let me know down below. As always, thank you so much for hanging out and talking about makeup with me. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Have a rockin' week, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.